Hello and welcome to another explosive episode of Crash. This is the show that does exactly what it says it does. There's no political debate, no hidden agenda. This is reality TV, the reality that is Crash. We start the programme with one of the craziest motorsport events on the planet. Every year, thousands of off-road motorcyclists, including quad bikers and sidecar crews, take part in the Western Beach Race. And some of the competitors just can't wait to get going. That looks like a jump start. Can everyone come back, please? Hello? So they head along the beach toward the nightmare, which is the first dune. And some would rather throw themselves off their bikes than attempt it. Think I'm joking? Well, there's another. By the way, does anyone know the way to go? And more petrified riders throw themselves on the sand. He will do anything for a banana. Like the great wildebeest migrating across the Serengeti, they have to overcome any obstacles along the way. It's also difficult to tell what's over the next brow. They're okay this time. If at first you don't succeed, then try, and try, and try, and keep on trying. The monkey was so occupied, he doesn't notice his helper providing somewhere to park his bike. Next, it's the motocross race, without bikes. Only kidding, but if some had their way, well, anyway, back to the action. And this time it's the two-wheelers who take to the western sand. And just like their cousins on the quads, they have their very own hamburger hill to contend with. It's not just the obstacles which can get in your way. Tiredness as well when there's no more you can give. If you don't believe me, down goes another one. More two-wheel fun later, but first, some near misses. And some not so near misses. This is the FIA GT Championship. And one thing you'll notice, they don't like the rain.
This is Lamborghini door handler, and Booker barges his way through. The number 7 car on the left-hand side of your picture there just pushed Peter Cox out of the way.
This is in slow motion. But maybe if they'd been doing this speed in the first place, well, they wouldn't end up in the tyres like this gentleman.
He just tried to turn and get on the brakes and no front brakes, or either lock the front end up, and he's just gone straight in the barriers. We've spoken to him and he's okay, but I think he's okay, but the car's not very okay. It looks pretty heavily damaged.
Let's check out some more motocross mayhem, courtesy of the British Motocross Championship. Up the hill into the left-hand. Oh, great start by Sonthol. Mike Brown as well. Carl Nunn's in there as well. Jason Duke on the inside. Oh, that's Scott Probert, I think. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 riders have gone down. Now, where is Tommy Searle? There he is, Bike 101 on the KTM, Tommy Searle. So Tommy Searle, oh, he's over! Straight over the handlebars, Tommy Searle. Watch again as Searle's bike hits the ground hard, forcing both machine and rider to spring back up quickly, and the youngster loses control. Oh, somebody's gone off, and that is bike 333. That's Tony Craig. So Tony Craig Under pressure there from Jordan Rose. Here we go again, Jason.
Yeah, Tony on the outside of Jordan Rose there, and yeah, he just digs the front in and sort of loses his rhythm a little bit, and in the end that looks a little bit painful, I think.
Oh, yes it does.
It's difficult enough tackling conditions such as these, but when two riders are having a go at each other as well, then this is Kenny Dyker versus Brad Anderson. Now it's all in the eyes. Watch as they look at each other. And boom. Brad soon bit the mud himself. We can only imagine as to how he ended up on his own, covered in mud with no sign of his bike. Here's another heavyweight contest. This time, Brad takes on James Noble.
Oh, and down goes James Noble. And what's James Noble doing? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Grab the back end of Brad Anderson's Yamaha. Thankfully, look at the marshal, doesn't know what to do. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Brad Anderson's up and running, so too is James Noble.
Let's enjoy a nice drive in the countryside. Lots of beautiful scenery, no traffic, plenty of open road to explore. This is rallying, and you know what's next. So the R2 Cup up and running, but for Fisher and Morris, it was about to stop suddenly. Both men thankfully okay. Let's watch them roll again, this time from inside the car.
Slow in, double caution, right, into 3 left, cleft, tightens over crest bump, line, 2 right flat, 150, oh no.
We can see in slow motion at what point control of the car is relinquished. And watch the fronts lock up before the roll. Mistakes are commonplace in rallying, and if no one saw you, then you can get away with it. But when you're carrying the evidence...
And they're telling him to slow down.
Problems ahead. That's Guy Wilkes on the road. And, whoa, look at his car.
Guy Wilkes' car very much on fire there.
These guys are the only guys that are telling them to slow down.
They are definitely saying slow down. That's well ablaze, isn't it? That's in big, big trouble. Oh, that's made it worse, not better.
Richard, the heat is incredible from these cars, and as soon as it starts catching light, wheels go up and you just can't get the flames out. It's almost impossible.
Well, there's going to be a traffic jam behind. Here comes Mark Higgins taking a very wide line there.
Can you say anything, Guy? What can you do? It's never enjoyable watching a rally car go up in flames like that. All the hard work that goes into building it.
Say goodbye to over £100,000 worth of rally car. We move on to the open sea next with the Powerboat P1 Championship. With no obstacles to hit, surely nothing can go wrong for these super quick boats.
Oh! Phoenix ATV hooks and spins the boat out, almost tosses him out of the boat. Great recovery. Let's take a look at that spin out again. As they come around, get the boat hooked, spin it out completely, almost tossing him out of the boat.
Just watch again as the pilot is tossed around like a rag doll. Amazingly, he escaped injury, but a reminder of how dangerous the sport is.
Stick around, there's plenty more crash and bash still to come. A warm welcome back to Crash, and with plenty more of what we've already witnessed so far. So sit back and try and relax as we go crashing our way around the globe. The American Le Mans Series is fast and furious, as well as being one of the most colourful championships on the motorsport calendar. There's some very famous drivers taking part, but despite who they are, they still manage to crash.
Oh, well, that's the Mika Salo, Risi Ferrari, number 62, who was in second place in GT2.
OK, not a big crash, but just look at the amount of rubber burning away from those tyres. Tyres, of course, play a big part in racing, and they should be used to slow down quickly whenever possible.
Oh, and there's a tag from Ryan Briscoe onto Marino Franchitti, who's gone into the tyres at turn 10. On board from Ryan Briscoe, he goes up for the inside line. Marino Franchitti might not have seen him there.
We now cross the Atlantic to England and Radical Racing. The venue is Brands Hatch, and these extremely quick sports cars have a knack of coming together on the racetrack, as we're about to find out. Our driver is Helen Ray. Now hold on tight as we speed around Graham Hill Bend. Something's about to happen. There's a car out of control, and bang! Nowhere for Helen to go. Both drivers end up on the grass. Watch again as there's nowhere for Helen to go. And proves accidents are not always the fault of women drivers. Just take a look at the car in front. And someone please explain how he knows which way to go. Spaniard Pedro Del Campo proving, well, quite frankly, I don't know what. Rally action still to come, but first, let's head back out to sea with the Powerboat P1 Championship. These vessels are so hard to control, they need two people to operate them, one to steer the boat and one to control the throttles. Here we go in slow motion, and watch as the crew take a pounding. Let's see that again.
Oh, Phoenix ATV flies the boat. Lands it up on its tail as they come around. Oh, and they start to spin the boat, and it hooks. The boat starts to spin, and then it completely hooks. Let's go from their perspective. There's the big bump. They land hard. Sarah Donahue fighting the wheel. The boat actually corrected pretty nicely. Pignola 53 closest to your screen. Oh, he hits a big bump. Stands the boat on its tail. That boat almost looked like it was going to go over backwards. He hits such a huge bump and comes right back into the power. Let's take a look at this Pignola 53 bump again. There's the bump. Hits it, noses the boat up, lands it on its tail, comes right back into the power again, doesn't miss a beat. Unbelievable as we go on board and take a look at what it looked like inside the cockpit.
And here is Stuart Jones. Will he squirm his way back onto the podium this weekend? Oh, not like that he won't.
That's costing him 3 or 4 seconds. 4th overall, was only 0.3 of a second behind Gwyndaf Evans. That's cost him 4 or 5 seconds there.
James Rosencroft is just a second behind Morrow, a model of consistency throughout this campaign.
8th overall in the first stage, 31 seconds down on Wilkes, and this is a high-speed section along here, Dave.
60, big.
It's not only that, very bumpy as well. Oh! Oh, he's off!
What a massive crash there. The camera's just frozen. That was 5th gear at well over 100 miles an hour. Now the next man on the road is this man, Rob Swan, his teammate in the newer Impreza. Now James is going to be up this section.
Well, I've spotted him.
Yeah, stop, yeah.
Oh, well, the road must be blocked.
Yeah, there's where the accident started, and there's where it finished, and that car is destroyed.
Okay, is he okay?
Let's take another look at it again in slow-mo. You can see the run-up. The car takes off, and then it nosedives into the ground, bounces the car up, and then it just starts a real violent crash, probably over 3 or 4 times.
This then is the aftermath. That's the next car.
Yeah, both James and his co-driver are okay, but that car is wrecked. Down she goes, but it's game over for Rosencroft.
Hello, we're back with the Radical Sports Cars again. Now, what can this be leading to? It is going to be Terence Woodward in car 88 as the SR8s turn into Redgate for the first time. Jackson up the inside, possibly Woodward pulling away. Jackson side by side with Johnston. And it is Jackson that goes second in. He's through. Oh, he's really losing control. Oh, Jackson far too hot. And off he goes into the gravel. Now let's have a look again. Jackson there just loses it, far too hot, hits the brakes, loses control, and off he goes. Terence Woodward there, he's handed over, of course. Oh, now then. Big moment there for Terence Woodward's partner, Ross Kaiser. Let's check that again as the right rear just tears up on the frighteningly quick descent down Craner curves. Jay Packham pulling further and further away, and these three may be tripping each other up slightly. Depper had to go here last time, and he's trying again. In they go to Tower. Oh, and Kunis up the inside. Oh, they've come together, all three. Oh, Kunis have forced it off on a big, big impact. Big, big impact at Tower. And Depper shoots inside Kunis, who in turn tries to go inside. And there's the moment of impact. As they head down towards Paddock Hill Bend, but already they're filing up behind him. Stanford's in there in car 12. He's into second place. So down we go then, Paddock Hill Bend. Oh, someone else is getting it. So, one or two cars are drifting on. Dear, oh dear, that's car 65 that's in trouble. Well, Jason Richardson. And there has been contact. Lose control. And it's going to cost you. The lights do go out once more, and watch for Jack Stanford in car 12. A great start from him also as well. Oh, there's contact there. Andy Beaver, car 99. But he manages to keep it going in the right direction. They're into Paddock Hill. Surely no drama this time around. And already, oh, there is. Andy Beaver. Andy Beaver's all over the show. Spins and spins. And how did he get away with that one? Let's have some more heart-stopping powerboats.
Here's Silverline Bootsy Bullet. They have managed to move themselves back into second place. Now getting challenged by Hustler, trying to regain the position. Voom Voom Hustler tries to come up inside a Silverline Bootsy Bullet. They square the turnoff. A little too hard. Have to go back, recorrect the position. Voom Voom Hustler now side by side with Silverline Bootsy Bullet. Oh! He hooked the boat and it tossed him right out of the boat, pulled the kill switch.
Get the kill coordinate. Let's go.
Now that's a competitor. He got thrown out of the boat, looking to get the kill switch back in. Let's watch it again. He hooks the boat, it pulls him out of the seat, pulls the kill cord off, shuts the motors off. Now he's got to hop back into the seat and re-plug in. Let's watch it again.
Give me, grab me.
Motorcycle racing is notoriously dangerous. It's tricky enough on purpose-built circuits, but these are the public roads of Tandragee in Northern Ireland. Thankfully, nothing more than a harmless spill for this rider, and he jogs away. If we look at this again in slow motion, it's simply a case of 2 into 1 won't go, as both riders seek the same bit of road. The only damage done appears to be superficial. Now, let's have a look at some more rally action. Ross Ford was just a couple of stages away from victory, yet misfortune was quite literally around the corner. Here we can see the accident captured by an amateur camera. Watch again, this time from on board, and it's the same spot where Gordon Nichols suffered the same misfortune earlier in the rally. Thankfully, Ross and his brother Aaron escaped injury. Gamble with a healthy lead, but that hard work was about to go out of the window.
I called it twice.
All in all, this excursion into the bushes cost Gamble around 4 minutes and the overall lead.